Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching and mentoring. I just got done with a coughing fit. That's why I may sound a little weird and look a little red. Uncontrollable coughing fit. That was fun. Let's get into our study group for warriors. Every Sunday I do a study group for my hardcore heads. I got a lot to talk about. I got a couple pages full of notes here, so let's just get into it, see where it takes us. First thing I want to talk about is rejecting women. Some of you guys need to learn this skill. I had to learn this. There was a time in my life when it was rather impossible for me to reject women. I couldn't. Any woman, no matter how ugly, no matter how awful, no matter how terrible, no matter how much of a wicked witch she was, oh, I was down to fuck. I was gonna fuck her. I was with her because I was lonely. And when you're a lonely, desperate, unconfident man, you have a hard time rejecting somebody who's going to spread their legs for you, who's going to give you some affection. You may be desperate for affection. You haven't had a hug in so long, and here's this awful troll that is willing to hug you. I used to be the type to go along with it, even if it was just for a night. As I started to heal myself, become stronger through my daily discipline and my mind, body, and soul program that I promote and that I coach, I learned to have standards. I learned to have more self-respect. I learned to be alone. I learned to find my power and my strength. And I felt like I had no power and no strength before. And in that search, I gained confidence. And I've been able to hold true to my standards. When you go against your standards, you're going against yourself. You're disrespecting yourself. You feel awful. And I realize that about myself, that when I go against something I believe in now, I feel awful, whereas I used to not have that feeling. And that has helped to inspire me to stay true to my mission, to my goal. And I'm not going to allow myself to be with another awful, terrible woman. I refuse that. I would rather be alone. I would rather suffer the pain of loneliness than the regret of being shacked up with another terrible, awful person. The wrong woman, wasting another year with the wrong woman. How do you expect to find the right woman? This dream girl that you fantasize about. Oh, she might be out there, but how do you expect to find her if you're currently shacked up with some hag who treats you bad, who doesn't recognize your value and your worth? Learn to reject women as a skill. It's a necessary skill. Don't be a simp. Don't lower yourself. Don't weaken yourself. Don't make women your master. Stop doing errands and favors. Stop thinking you're such a good guy. Never beg never beg for anything from anyone, but especially from a woman. I know this sounds misogynist. Never beg for attention. Never beg for her to love you. Never beg for anything. Never beg for sex. Never. Here's an interesting thought. Betray your destiny and see how fast you will be drowning in a storm. A lot of times we find ourselves on the wrong path in life. Many of us can look around and realize, wow, my whole life pretty much sucks. How did this happen? Well, it may have happened because you betrayed your destiny. You may have to think back, go back in your mind and think back. Where did I stray off the path? Where was that fork in the road where I took the wrong path? Go back and find the right path. What is it that you're supposed to be doing? What was that dream that you gave up on? Do more good deeds. It's about karma. Good deeds are planting seeds. Plant a lot of seeds. Plant a whole forest. You never know when a good deed that you do for somebody is going to come back and help you. Some of the things that you do may come back to haunt you. That's how karma works. Start doing things that come back to help you. It's your choice. Life is about choice. You know, you have to quiet your mind, quiet the self-talk. Get rid of all that chatter. There's a message that's behind all of that chatter, all the nonsense that you think about all day long. There's a message that's being sent to you. Maybe it's the universe, maybe it's God, whatever you want to call it, but it's being sent to you, to each one of you, to each man. And that message is to wake up and realize who you really are. Realize your greatness. Your greatness lies within you, dormant. You need to go on a quest to not only find it, but to wake it up. Go read Psalm number 82. Read Psalm 82. You know, Jesus was both a man and a divine being simultaneously. But the only difference between Jesus and you is that he knew what he was and you don't. A lot of people look at religion as a negative thing. They think about the Catholic Church and the child molestation. They think about control and being told how to think or what to do. They think about some Santa Claus character in the sky, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and that just becomes offensive. They think about all that stuff. It just gets to be ridiculous. But that's because you have religion wrong. You don't even know what it's about. Religion is not a celestial monarchy. That's what you thought it was, you had it wrong. It's not a celestial monarchy. Religion is divine sonship. Divine sonship. You realize that you also are the Son of God. You're walking the same path that Jesus did. Let's talk about aliens. You know what the Fermi paradox is? I love the alien topic, and I've watched all the alien shows that come on Netflix or cable TV. But if aliens exist, where are they? That's the Fermi paradox. Where are they? If they exist, where are they? We got a big universe. You're telling me out of all these galaxies and planets, we haven't found not one shred of credible evidence yet, not anything yet. So what, they're either hiding, that's what a lot of people think, that they're hiding for various reasons. But they're hiding to wait for us to be technologically advanced, hiding to wait and see if we blow the planet up, hiding to try and control us. But there's a theory that they're hiding, that they're here and they're hiding. Another idea is that there are no aliens in our galaxy, and it's just too far to reach. That there's aliens out there, but we're just too far away and nobody can figure out how to travel those distances. Maybe so, who knows? Another idea is that there are no aliens, period. That we are the only ones in the whole universe. That seems rather unlikely, but there's some heavy-duty Christians that believe that. And another idea is that we are ants living next to a highway. You may have an anthill out in your backyard. Those ants in your backyard have no idea that you exist. Even if you go stand right over them and put your finger in front of them, and one of them may change directions, it has no idea what's going on. It doesn't know who you are or what you are or anything about it. They're in another realm of existence. And that's possible as well. You know, they have the James Webb telescope. Go look into that. It's pretty fascinating because all we had is the Hubble. So now we got the James Webb telescope. And the James Webb telescope is finding that there is no end to our universe, whereas previously we thought that there was an end, that there was actually like a wall of nothing. Turns out it just goes on. It's also debunking the theory of the Big Bang. We all always thought that the Big Bang was how the universe started. Turns out there was no Big Bang. The Big Bang theory is falling apart. It doesn't make any sense anymore, and the James Webb telescope is disproving it. A lot of things are changing right now. here's a rule. This is a fact. Nobody can go against this. This is one of the true facts of the universe of life. There's very few things that can't be refuted, and this is one of them. This cannot be argued against. You can't create or destroy energy. It only changes forms. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only transfer forms from one form of energy to another. Death and life are not beginnings or ends. They're just transformations. Let's go on to the next one. How many ghosts do you think there are? Like in general, just count them up. How many ghosts do you think there are? I mean, you gotta imagine, a lot of people have died since the beginning of time, since the first human. Assuming only humans are ghosts. Are there ghost dogs and ghost squirrels, ghost bugs? But just talk about humans. Since the beginning of time, what, trillions, billions? There's a lot of humans that have died. Are they all ghosts? Even if only a small percentage of people that died became ghosts, it's still a lot of ghosts. The problem with the ghost theory is that there's too many ghosts. If you think about it, there's too many. There's a lot of people that died, and if ghosts are real, it is standing room only, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow in Ghost Town. They're just stacked up on each other. If there were ghosts in this room right now, in every room, everywhere you go, the whole earth would just be piles, mountains of ghosts. Maybe they're just in our heads. Let's talk about happiness, then we'll end the video. Try to philosophize on happiness. You know, there's a circular definition within words. If you look up the definition of happiness, it'll say to be happy. I always find it annoying when they use the word in the definition. So then when that happens, you have to look at synonyms and see words that are similar, so you can maybe gain some insight into the definition. So in the synonyms of happy would be, there's many, but there's enjoyment and there's pleasure. So you have happiness, enjoyment, and pleasure. And if you look up the definition of enjoyment, or the definition of pleasure, the definition of happiness, it still doesn't really tell you what it is. Like, what is it? You can't just tell me happiness means to be happy. Well, what does it mean to be happy? Show me how to be happy. Give me the symptoms. Well, here's what happiness actually is. It's just good to know. You guys chase it every single day. That's all you fucking want is happiness. It's all people tell me. Sky, I want to be happy. You don't even know what it is. So happiness, enjoyment, and pleasure are adrenaline. It's your adrenaline mixed with positive thoughts. That's what you're experiencing. When you're happy, when you're in a state of pleasure or enjoyment, what you're experiencing is an adrenaline rush and positive thoughts at the same time. That's all really that's happening with you. You have relaxed posture. Your physical posture can affect how you think and how you see the world. You may be smiling and squinting your eyes. You may have a tickled feeling in your chest or your belly, and you may also be laughing. That's what happiness is. So you can self-induce these symptoms. Knowing what the symptoms of happiness are, you can self-induce that. You can make yourself laugh when you're depressed. And oddly enough, faking it actually makes it. You can force yourself into a state of enjoyment and actually trick your mind into thinking that you're enjoying yourself. It's just a weird way of thinking of happiness. Hope you guys have a good Sunday.